welcome to Inmate Tea with A&P. I'm April, and on the line is my co-host Pig. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. How you doing, April? How you doing, Pig?
We're doing good, and we're glad to have you. And on the line for our viewers is Antonio, and people call you Pee-wee for short, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's right. That's right.
All right, and you're calling in today to talk about your case. So let's get into it straight away. Let us know how long you've been incarcerated at this point.
Right now, I've been incarcerated 18 years.
Okay, and how long of a sentence do you have?
I have a life sentence without parole.
All right, and what is your charge?
Charged of first-degree murder.
Okay. All right, and we're going to let you take it away and explain it to us. You know, what happened, and, go into your case for us.
Well, we was out there, as young kids, and, in our era, it wasn't too many black kids where we was in my neighborhood. I'm Lumbee, and we come from a tight-knit community, Antioch, right there on the county line between Red Springs and, Robinson County, Hope County, right there, between the Red Springs, Rayford, that way, tight little community.
Okay.
And, me and my brother, had black. And, we was, like them Blake's boys then. And, we was special. We was, my brother was so talented. He used to sing at church, tear the house down, it was just special, and Dad was a musician. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And, we was all just talented and, stuff, but, we got led astray. You know how it goes, we just, and we was a little wild, but stuff got planted on us. There was anytime something happened, they always damaged them boys, and,
when you say wild,
so we fell into that fast lane.
When you say wild, what does that entail? Like doing drugs, drinking, that kind of stuff?
Well, smoking weed, the normal stuff, smoking weed, trying to be bad, what you call it growing up.
Yeah.
Started selling drugs, just living that lifestyle, trying to be tough, influenced, young, and doing that hip-hop lifestyle. You know how it goes.
Okay.
I don't know if you do know how it goes, but, just being bad, really. If to be honest, this is my grown-up self talking, to be honest, and we just got caught up. And, the night they got me, that got me down, if we want to go just fast forward to that night, just,
yeah.
It was a crazy night. And, I ain't never really talked about this really with nobody, so I feel kind of crazy, but
well, we feel privileged
stuff happened
that you're opening it up and telling us. How old are
you? Yeah,
By the way, how old were you at this time?
I was 20 years old when I got locked up, which is what a main part of my story, which that I'm trying to get out there is that, like, at 20 years old, man, you make choices, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I believe in law and justice, and, I get real emotional, Pig, when I talk about these things. Yeah. And I apologize because, they sentenced me, my charges was, they sentenced me to capital murder, all right? They sentenced me to capital murder, and a lot of people was involved in this case, a lot of girls, and, a lot of my brothers, my homeboys, it was just a messy situation because we were attacked. My home front was attacked, and and I was just in a position. I was to counter. I don't know. I was just there. When you get attacked, you don't know. You feel like go, and so stuff happens. So we was attacked, but trying to be tough and trying to live that code, that street code. We don't want to say nothing. We feel like we don't supposed to say nothing because we was raised like you don't tell them, you don't tell them tell. And cousins, you know, man, that we love me, man. It's just serious, man. You know, Henry Berry Lowry's our OG, you know. So we just, you know, you don't tell the law nothing, but I don't know nothing. And so we was attacked.
With your situation with your brother, you know, y'all were in an area where y'all were some of the only black kids that grew up that was considered black, even though y'all were mixed, and y'all got into a situation because of the drug dealing, because of the neighborhood. You know, I know your case. So, you know, when the thing went down, you were up against some older guys. You and your brother was pretty much picked on by some older guys in your neighborhood. And
yeah, and these guys is
your place.
Yeah,
your place was shot up, and you retaliated.
And but see, like, and then people, you know, and then people try to get in front of the.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
People lie, so the guys just tell, like Tony Jr. I'm gonna just be honest, like Tony Jr., which is my co-defendant, one of my co-defendants, who passed away now.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you know that, Pig, but my co-D passed away.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, well, trying to get in front of the bullet, they go tell, they go testify, they go, you know, they end up at the precinct some kind of way, you know, they go down there, and they call them, which is, you know, their family telling them to do this or whatever because they done talked or whatever to their family or whatever, and they don't tell the truth, man. They don't tell the truth. They don't tell the truth. And so it's trying to get, you get what I'm saying? They're like, I'm going to tell it, but I'm going to tell it to make it look like, so I can get out as less, you get what I'm saying? They're trying to put themselves in the best light possible, but still tell, like, if you're going to tell it. We was attacked, bro, like, because at the end of the day, the reason my family sent me money, bro, the reason they still come visit me is because they knew I was attacked, and I thought I was doing right. You know what I'm saying? That's why I can wake up every day, because God said I was back to my home, and He ain't going to take me away from my family forever. God is not going to take me away from my family forever because I was protected. I had to learn my lesson, and I did learn my lesson, which is I love everyone, and life is precious, and we got to do good, and we got to love our neighbors, and we got to, you know, do right for the community. All this stuff, I know that. But back to the case. So boom, man, I got man, and then me thinking I'm supposed to stick to this street code. I don't say nothing, Pig. I don't say nothing to nobody. I don't tell my lawyers nothing. I know they working with the police. I feel like I don't tell nobody nothing. I don't tell nobody nothing. I thought that's what you're supposed to do. I was stupid. As smart as I am, as intelligent as I am, I thought I was smart. I was stupid. I should have told Christy Newton. I should have told her that the man attacked me. I was attacked.
So backing up,
you
for just a second, Antonio. I'm just trying to take it all in and make sure I understand correctly. So you and your brother were selling drugs at the time, right?
Yeah, to be honest, we was to be honest. We was in the streets. I'm gonna say that. We was in the streets.
And the attack, did you feel like it was to do with dealing drugs? Or?
Well, it just had something to do, basically, street stuff, man. Just fights at the club. We used to get in fights at the club. Random shootout stuff. My brother did have my brother was real wild, man. And a lot of stuff still from stuff he had going on. A lot of stuff I didn't even know about, to be honest.
Was he an older brother?
A lot of stuff I didn't even know about. I'm just hearing about this stuff.
Was he?
To be honest, I wasn't there. Yes, man. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not even privy to a lot of this stuff. They getting in shootouts. They getting in fights. I'm hearing about this stuff. Like, y'all boys are crazy. Y'all do this. Y'all did what? Y'all boys did what? Y'all crazy as heck. You know?
Yeah.
I graduated. To be honest, man, I got my high school diploma when I was 16 and a half. I was even 17 when I graduated high school. Like, I had plans to go to college and do all type of stuff. It got derailed, but yeah, this is the last place I see myself at 38 years old.
I'm the same age as you, so it kind of hits home for me hearing you say that, because to think about the decisions that I was making 20 years ago, or 18 years ago in your case, and where they could have landed me in your situation, they're landing you in prison for the rest of your life. That's hard to imagine. It's a hard pill to swallow for you, that decisions that you made at that young of an age have took your life away.
Exactly. That's a part of, that's a big, yeah, that's and that's what I want to get out there too. Like, in the process, this whole process, like, I didn't know nothing about it. It was like railroad. They got railroaded by the system, as they call it, railroad. I got handled so bad, got mistreated so bad. It's like, why would you do me like this? All because, like, the DA in my town, they just really wanted my brother so bad. Like, they wanted to prove a point so bad that they tried to portray us to be some big bad gang, some kind of big bad. Like, it wasn't nothing like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it was just a group of kids. Everybody had a little clique they hung out with. You know what I'm saying? We can go back to Grease. You watch the movie Grease when you had your boy. We go like the West Side Story with the Jets and the Sharks or whatever. You always had your neighborhood crew. You know what I'm saying? The boys, be the Thunderbirds. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, yeah.
Pee Wee, let me ask you a question. So when you say
Talk to me.
that you got railroaded, do you think, are you referring to how they influenced you into taking your time and your sentence? And
that
when you went into that courtroom, that you were ignorant to the law and you didn't understand what was going on.
There you go.
They told you one thing, and you were assuming one thing, but you really got another.
Yes. Oh, that's why I told my grandma I was calling this place. She said, you better tell them. You know my grandma cousin. She said, you better tell them.
Yeah. I remember. Now, this is something that I remember, and I know it's hard for you to talk about this because I've known you for years. And I'm glad that you come on, and I'm glad you're allowing our viewers the rawness. You're not holding back your emotions.
Yeah.
You're telling the rawness of this. And your grandmama, I remember me and your mom and my mom and your grandma and your sister, we were in visitation one day at Scotland. And your grandmama told you, she said, Pee Wee, why don't you tell those people what happened where you don't spend the rest of your life in prison? And you told her, you said, Grandma, I'm not going to lie on my brother, even though he's passed away, just for me to walk out of prison. And, it takes a lot for that, Pee Wee. And I want you to allow our viewers to understand how that affects you and how you feel about that. The fact that you've got a life sentence and all they want you to do is blame the situation that took place, the murder that happened on your brother, rather than, accepting the fact that you did the crime and you were a kid, you were acting out of fear rather than acting out of hate or anything else. You were just acting out of fear.
I'm just saying, it's like they tricked me, man. They told, for one, they have what you call a Route 24 here, which is where they go see if they're going to go capital on you or not, which is the murder, the death penalty. Boy, they're going to try to kill you. Well, all my co-defendants, we was on the docket to have our Route 24 hearing on the same day. Well, the day before, I was supposed to go to trial, cuz. And this is a coincidence. It's such a coincidence. Because I'm in Pamlico prison as we speak. They sent me from Hope County Jail to Pamlico County Jail. The day before, I was supposed to go to my Route 24 hearing. I'm on the docket a day before. I go to court. They send me to Pamlico County Jail. Cousin, I bucked so hard, and you know my demeanor. I'm laid back. I bucked so hard, they bring Sheriff Hubert Peterkin down there. I think he passed away now. I bucked so hard, they get the big dogs down there, cuz. You know how hard that takes to get. He was in there with his Rolex on. I seen him with his Rolex on. Sheriff Hubert Peterkin came to my cell in the Hope County Jail and looked at me in my eyes. And said, son, if you go to court tomorrow, I personally assure You will be in that courtroom tomorrow. I said, Cuban Peterkin, Sheriff Peterkin, sir, with all due respect, I'm not getting on that bus going 4 hours up the road, 4 hours up the road, knowing I got court tomorrow. But no, he said, this is my word. I'm the sheriff of this town. I got on the bus, cuz. Do you think I went to that Route 24 hearing?
No.
No. All my co-defendants went to court, and all my co-defendants got first-degree murder, and all my co-defendants got a bond, so they could go home. I didn't go in that courtroom for my Route 24 hearing for another year and a half until a whole other judge got in the court. A whole other judge is behind the desk. Then they put me in there, and then my lawyer told me, his exact words were, this is a garden, he said, not to seem rude, but this is a garden variety vanilla murder. For my interpretation of the garden variety and vanilla was pretty much run of the mill. Like, every day is not really special. It's sad to say it's just first degree murder. It's not, capital. Well, they bound me over to capital murder. They bound me over to capital murder and my heart sunk. So they bound me over to capital murder.
You were the only one out of your co-defendants that were facing capital murder. So that placed you in a peculiar situation, right?
Exactly. That makes me like, whoa. So what has been going on? We all supposed to be the same. All proven guilty. It's all innocent until proven guilty, right?
Yeah. Well, so did you find out that your co-defendants that's when you found out your co-defendants had turned state on you, right?
Basically, yeah. I didn't even really actually know then, but I knew then.
Yeah. And that's when your lawyer started trying to part you. Is that when your lawyer started trying to part your life away?
You could basically say that. You could basically say that.
Yeah.
Because now they got you in the pickle. Now they got you in the pickle, son.
Yeah. So that's when your grandma started talking to you. Is this when your grandma and your mom started coming to see you and talking to you about taking a life sentence to save your life because they didn't want to see you die?
Well, you know what's so sad is my mom, she's coming to see me tomorrow, bro.
Yeah.
My mom's coming to see me tomorrow. They wouldn't let my mama come because they knew she wouldn't go for that. She wouldn't go for that. So it was my aunt. It was my aunt and my grandma, and they was like, baby, they gonna kill you. I said, I don't know. I didn't do nothing wrong. And they said they don't see it like that. And then they show my family these tapes. And then they made me watch these tapes. They made me watch these tapes with these people getting executed in North Carolina. And I tried to make them stop. And they made me watch it. I said, stop it. And they made me watch it. He said, you got to see this. I said, stop it. I don't want to see that. Tell you, I still have nightmares from that tape. And then they told my family, they also told my mom, my Aunt Rhonda, and my grandma that life was 20, Life was 20 in parole. So I thought I was getting out, pig. I thought I was going to have a chance for work release and for parole. They told me all of this when I did what I done. When I made my decision, when I made the hardest decision of my life, they tricked me. They said that one day I would be able to go home. They said one day, they said, if you do good and you stay out of trouble, you keep your nose clean, and you better yourself, and they're gonna let you go home. They got parole. I didn't, but I know it said life without parole, but it's like, no, that's just how they talk about it. That's just how they say it. Life is 20, boy. That it was, that's what we thought, and I thought I could get work release, and I thought I could, do all that stuff, man. I can't even go to honor grade.
They didn't tell you that life without parole meant life until you was going to spend the rest of your natural born life in prison, and that you would die in prison.
Yeah, I didn't.
Unless something changed, unless the law changes, that you would die in prison.
Exactly.
And,
did you take an appeal, or was you went all the way through trial?
No, ma'am. That's the crazy thing. That's what we're talking about now. is that they basically coerced me into taking a plea. That's the only way I can see it. They talked me into pleading out. I pleaded guilty to keep from facing the death penalty.
Yeah.
If they found me guilty, they was going to try to kill me, and I didn't want to put my family through that, because they explain to you, and it's crazy because you have these lawyers, and they explaining it to you. It's like they don't want to fight. Have you ever been in a fight or just say you playing football like back in the day, Pig? You remember? Maybe Scotland or Richmond, man. We got to play Richmond, man. Yeah. It's like you come up with the game plan, and it's like you don't even got no wins. It's like you trying to come up with ways to forfeit. You know, it's like so. Yeah, you going in the fight. That's what you're going to fight with. This is the fight for your life. That's what you're going in there with. Yeah. You going in with some guy like, bro, what's up? And they're like, man, they trying to get you not to go to trial. It's like that's their game plan, so they scare me. It's like, why y'all scaring me like this? They're like, it is what it is. Like, man, they like telling me y'all telling me how bad they gonna do me and making me watch these nasty movies. But then on the same end, y'all telling me how sweet it is in prison, and as long as I be a good guy, finding the radar and all these little euphemisms, and you could come out in 20 years, you'll be able to come out and after you get work release and save up some money and stuff, come out and be a productive member of society, like making it sound all sweet on the other side when the whole time it's death.
Yeah, because that's never been the case.
You're making me watch these horror videos.
They weren't telling you that while you were in prison, that you could be attacked by other inmates and you would have to pick up a knife. They weren't telling you that while you were in prison that your family was going to pass away. They weren't telling you that when you got this sentence, when you signed this piece of paper, you were signing the rest of your life, you was accepting a death sentence, but only to live it out rather than them executing you. They were lying to you to get you to take a plea where they could get a fee for your attorney fees and go on about their business and be done with you. They were lying to you. They were lying to your family. And they didn't do nothing wrong with that.
Yep, nothing wrong with it. And then it's like, I don't want to put my family through that second trial. Like, once they find you guilty of capital murder, then you have a separate trial. Basically, is you got to come up with people to say why they shouldn't kill you, and then you got the state saying why they should kill you. So you're going to have these detectives that don't know you, and then you got your school teachers and, the pastors and your pastor coming up and begging the dang on state not to kill you. I didn't want to put my family through that, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't want to put my family through that, bro.
So you took
it's all type of reasons, man. Yeah. All because I'm thinking I'm about to save so many people's lives, bro. I'm thinking all my co-defendants, I didn't want those girls locked up. All these people locked up. They're going to try to lock my brother up. They're going to try to lock my brother up. They're going to try to lock all my homeboys up. I'm just trying to clean everything. It's like, you don't have no record. I don't have no record, bro. I don't have no felony record. I have no criminal record. I've never spent a day in jail, bro. And they throw me in this place and never let me go, bro. Bro, you know I'm good people, bro.
What did happen with your brother? What did happen with your brother? Does he have did he have to serve any kind of time?
Man, he done a couple, not for this charge, not for what I'm locked up for, but he did he did maybe 90 days in jail. 90 days in prison or something. He did a couple days, but he's passed away. He's not here no more. Rest in peace, big bro. He's not here anymore.
What exactly did happen the night that you're locked up for? Was it a gunfight between, two different? Was it just you and another person involved, or was there like a lot of people? And...
Basically, my home was shot up, and these people came by and they shot at my house. And as they were shooting at the house, they didn't know that we was in a car people was in the car behind them. They was in the car. We was in the car behind them. They was in the car behind them. You know, they was playing. It was just random playing. They didn't know they was behind the pig. We was behind them. I guess I don't know. Pig. I feel kind of weird. And yeah, man. And they came by and shot the house up. And as they shot the house up, we were behind them, man. And when we pulled up and I hopped out, like I was driving. Matter of fact, I was driving. I pulled up and I hopped out. I said, "What the world? Who was that?" And Gatlin came out, cuz, and he had the chopper, cuz, and he said, "Who the hell was that, cuz?" And I said, "It's all hurt. Is anybody hit?" He said, "No." And I just hopped in the car. Angel said, "I'll drive, Daddy." She hopped in the front seat, Daddy, from the passenger side. And if I was thinking, I wouldn't have went with no girl driving nowhere. And she hopped in the car, cuz, and we took off. You know? Yeah. That's what happened, cuz. Yeah. And see, cuz, nobody tell the law that. Ain't nobody told the law that. Cuz they shot at the house, cuz. I pulled up. I said, "What the hell? They shooting at the house, cuz?" I pulled up. I called the house. And said, "We coming in hot." I said, "We coming in hot, cuz. We coming in hot. This is us. Don't shoot." Because I know the house just got shot up, and we driving up fast. I don't want them to shoot at me. I know they got guns in there. So when I pull up, I said, "This is me, cuz." Gatlin comes out. He's got that AK, and he's got that phone. I said, he said, "Who the fuck was that?" I said, "Who the fuck was that?" I said, "I don't know, cuz. Is y'all good? Is anybody here?" He said, we fine. And then old girl said, I said, "Get the hell out of the car." She said, "I'll drive." And I just took off, cuz. There was a gun in the car. We just took off. You know what I mean? And damn, man.
Y'all were behind them.
And then really, I was trying.
Y'all were behind them and shooting at them, and it just happened that y'all hit somebody in the car and they died.
And to be honest, cuz, I was shooting at the ground, cuz. I was trying to put on the image, though.
Pee Wee, where do you go from here? And what can you do to fight your case? And have you done anything? Being that you took a plea, is there any kind of options for something you can fight this with?
Yeah, the options I have is that of the night that I was there, but I really wasn't a trigger man, but see, like, I never really told the story. You know what I'm saying? I've never told the story. And my co-defendant, if they would just tell the story, if they would just tell the true story, I feel like if everybody involved would just tell the true story, then the DA would have no choice but to get that evidence and to let me go for time served, because the most I'm guilty of is accessory to the fact, you know.
Are the co-defendants, are they all free now, or are any of them incarcerated?
All of them's free. And one of them passed away last year. The boy. It's 3 girls and 1 boy.
Okay.
Yeah, and so, you know, one of the girls is my other Cody's baby mama. The other girls are 2 homegirls, you know.
Well, Pee Wee, we really appreciate you coming on and telling your story and, you know, getting this out there. And I hope somebody sees this and is willing to do something, come forward with some information, or willing to do something. You know, maybe your co-defendants see this episode and they find it in their heart to come forward and tell the truth. And that's my hope for this interview and for you going forward. And I just want to say thank you.
I want to say thank you. How about that? For allowing us this platform just to get it out there.
Yeah.
Can I say this?
Yeah.
We need to we need to push this law for this parole. They got this bill for these maps, which is a mutual agreement for parole program. You know about that, Pig? The prison repurposing act and all this stuff.
Yep.
Have your family to go to inmate T with A and P and check out the interview we just posted yesterday with the guy that wrote those bills. We actually done an interview with him and released the video yesterday, the interview yesterday that we done with Philip Smith. You coming on took a lot of courage.